Cloud, not right now. What? Sorry guys, my cat's here. First the live stream was interrupted by connection, and now this little guy. Hold on guys. Cats, right? What are you gonna do about them? Okay, so I'm not gonna spend too much time explaining the colors for gray. Mostly because there are almost exactly the same colors I used for Urza, so it'd be pretty redundant. So with Gray's hair, I kind of just not really, you know, trying to get it too perfect, like, because it is way more, there's more to it than Urza's hair, so kind of just make it look layered, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Oh yeah, another fun thing about this paper, it likes to bleed a lot around the edges, like you can see here. But it's a great paper. I mean, I would seriously recommend it. I'm sorry, I don't have like a full on video of this. The live stream was cut short. Connection errors and whatnot. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I can combine videos. If not, make like a speed paint of this. Just for fun. Oh, and actually, I'm sure you probably noticed it, but Gray's like with Grace pants, sometimes with these markers, it's pretty cool actually. You don't even need a second marker to shade. I'll tell you why it works so well with this particular one I'm using. It's because it was I just refilled it, so it's still kind of getting all that ink at the tip. Which, let me tell you, I know it's common, I'd want to say common, but very much, a habit. I used to do it too. Well, I guess it is common, but I used to do it too. Is, when you have a marker and it dies, your initial reaction is to toss it. Well, I mean, why would you want to toss a Copic marker, right? I didn't know that, honestly, that they were refillable, so I just kept, as they died, tossing it, which I know seems like horrible, but I didn't toss like that many. But still, it was like, what? Like, as soon as they started to dry up a bit, I stopped using them. But now, dyeing marker is like my best friend, honestly. It's so good. The amount of like minute details you can get with a dyeing marker, or I should say, the amount of like shades you can get. It's so good. Like, I don't know if you guys saw my speed paint of Demaria, that one. The main marker I used for skin color was actually almost entirely dead. I said it at the beginning of the live stream, but it was E00, yeah, that one, almost entirely dead for when I did the Demaria video, but it was really, what would you say, good for blending. Like, dyeing markers are just great, that's what I'm trying to say. So Natsu's hair is just like, you know, with the color, I really kind of, I don't use a complete, like, pink, necessarily. Like, this has a bit of a purple tint to it. But I'm trying to start off really lightly with Natsu's hair, just and kind of build up. Like with Grays, I kind of went from like relatively really light to like really dark in the span of like one marker. With Natsu's hair, I kind of like to build it up. Oh yeah, and guys, this is actually really important. after you refill a marker, sometimes you might, you know, refill it too much, so if that happens, like it just did for me with Natsu's hair, just kind of color onto a different paper, just get a little bit of that ink out, and then go ahead and color again. Because you don't, I probably should have done that with like almost all the markers I used for this drawing, because I just refilled all of these. But if you refill a marker, I would highly suggest checking if, like, just running it over a piece of paper. It can be like a scrap piece of paper, whatever, just so that it doesn't, like, you don't have like a blob of ink just bleeding on your paper. It's just not fun. Like, see what it did right there. Now with Natsu's eyes, sometimes there's like not a definite color for it, so sometimes I just do like green or like a brownish color, because Mashima he doesn't have, I mean, half the time Natsu's eyes aren't they're not colored, or I mean, they look black. So it's really, it's hard to tell what color his eyes really are. Sometimes Mashima draws them green, sometimes they're like brown hazel, basically, I guess you could say. Lucy is, I don't know, her hair, I can never seem to get the right color. That's another thing, if you're ever having trouble seeing what colors work well together, or even like what colors are lighter, darker, what to use for like the base or shading, always just, if you want to test it out on a separate piece of paper, just to like get the hang of it, you know. So Lucy's eyes, I use the same colors that I use on Ursa's eyes. Just your very basic, generic, brown eyes. Okay, so when it comes to white clothing, there are several different shades of gray, obviously. 50 shades of gray. No, but several different shades. And it really depends on what feel you're going for. Like, right now I'm using neutral gray, which is, this one is N0. But You saw earlier when I was going to the eyes, just adding a little shadow to the actual like whites of the eye. For that, I used warm gray. Same with Natsu's clothes and his scarf. Just because it gives it a more earthy kind of tone. It just, well, I guess as the name says, feels warm. How much you want to shade is completely up to you. I know in anime and manga, people they don't usually go over 1 or 2 different colors, I think, which is totally cool. No problem. I just like overdoing it. No, I just like, I like using kind of different, I guess you could say, having different tones in it, and that was the wrong color. Having different tones in it. In my live stream, for those of you who saw it, I talked about how with the pleated skirt, varying the lines, just to add a little more, just towards where it kind of overlaps. You can just add, not a lot, just a very tiny amount of shading, and you're good. Can't forget about this. Yeah. I think we're almost done with this. Just gotta add some fire and ice. So, as you can see, there's not a lot to the fire. I'm literally just, like, no joke, just drawing random lines, hoping it looks like fire. And I will do the same for gray. Not as random, but still, just, you know, wherever. And I believe that is a wrap. Awesome. So thank you guys for watching, and yeah, if you like this video, feel free to subscribe for more. And I also, if you ever want to see more art, because not all my videos end up on, drawings end up on YouTube. So I'll just write that down here on this sketch. If you ever want to see more art that doesn't end up on YouTube. Master Lyra 709 on Instagram. Yeah, so thank you guys. Hope you liked this video, and yeah.